right, enough Liverpool. How about some quick hits instead?
Yeah, let's go, Gav.
Real Madrid have to come from behind at home to Marseille as Kylian Mbappe converts 2 penalties and Dani Carvajal gets sent off.
Yes.
Jules, Roberto De Zerbi said he was proud of his team. Is that an odd thing to say when you give up 3.74 expected goals and you play the last 20 minutes with an extra man?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's odd. I think I can see his point. They were brave. I think that they tried to build from the back and beat the Real Madrid press. That was not that intense and not that efficient, but still a good, decent press, to be fair. But they could have been 2-0 down within 10 minutes. Probably easily, maybe even 3. They give away 2 penalties. The first one is a legit one, Kondogbia on Rodrigo. The second one is never a penalty in a million years. But that was against that. I mean, I don't know what Medina is supposed to do with his arm. He tackles the ball and then the ball bounces off his arm that is on his side.
They've given several like that, and it just doesn't quite feel right. I think they saw a movement towards the ball.
Yeah,
but he's not in control of his body, but he can't be because he's...
Yeah, that's the momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first time, not the first time, but that both the media from the 2 countries of the 2 Champions League teams actually agree on something. You know, sometimes Real Madrid get a penalty of Barcelona and the Spanish press saying, yeah, that was definitely a penalty, and the French press saying, like, there was never a penalty, this is a bad call. Now, everybody was saying this should not have been a penalty.
Did you check Real Madrid TV?
Well, I don't
know about
all
that.
the newspapers, even the Madrid-based newspapers were quite in agreement. It's a shame that when they were 11 against 10 after the Carvajal red card, Marseille didn't do more with the ball, although they had chances. This Real Madrid team, you can get at them. They still lack balance. Huijsen and Militao, I'm still not too convinced. Defensively, but Kylian Mbappe saving the day again.
Yeah, Dani Carvajal should have known better,
Yeah.
of course. I like the way the referee sent him off, very, very kind of calmly, talking to him and say, like, look, you're not going to get away with this in the age of VAR. Geronimo Rulli, you're a big wuss for the way you went down. Like, that's just
Yeah,
silly.
I'm not even sure there's contact. It's the intent, I guess.
Vini on the bench again. And Gustavo Hoffman, our colleague from ESPN Brazil, has a story on this. He goes with Rodrigo. I get the sense that he's happy to alternate Vini and Rodrigo on the left side, especially because Franco Mastantuono is just a monster on the other side.
Yeah, but I think Xabi said after the game, there's a lot of games, I'm going to rotate. This is the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
So that's it.
This time, 12 months ago, he believed he had won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. This is a big, big fall from grace. And it's interesting that Xabi Alonso feels so empowered so early on to take the stance.
Harry Kane is on fire, Gab. 10 goals in 6 games already this season in all competition, including 2 in Bayern's 3-1 win over Chelsea. Enzo Maresca said they deserved more.
No, I don't. I love Enzo, but I think he's wrong on this one. Yeah, you can blame individual errors, but individual errors happen because your players aren't as good as the other people. Chalobah had a really, really rough night.
Yeah.
There's still that Cole Palmer dependency that we talk about. Enzo Fernandez still blowing hot and cold. Dude, you cost $100 million. You're supposed to be the other leader on this team. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Good day of sneak the draw. Yeah, but I thought Bayern outplayed them on the night.
Yeah, especially in the second half.
Paris Saint-Germain stomp all over Atalanta, winning 5-0, and with Speedy Barcola missing a penalty along the way too. Jules, is it rude to say that Juric is no Gasperini? And if Gonzalo Ramos can't start with 2 forwards out, when can he start?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm 4-0. I'm glad you gave us an extra goal.
Well, it's counted by the speed.
Yeah, fair enough. But to be fair, it should have been 7 or 8. They were that good. The first 25 minutes was the PSG of last season or second half of last season. They were incredible. The way they beat the press, the intensity, the movement, the fluidity, everything. They missed a lot of chances. Juric is no Gasparini, but we kind of knew that, really. And for Gonzalo Ramos, Mayulu started, young Mayulu, because they knew that Atalanta would press really high, or certainly try to, and they felt the movement of Mayulu was more suited to beat that press than Gonzalo Ramos, was more of an old school number 9, even if he's got good feet. But
he still got his goal anyway.
Yeah, exactly, at the end, so I was happy. My boy Marcus Thuram scores 2 headers and Inter rolled to an away win at Ajax. Gab, some relief for Christian Kivu?
Before I answer that, I forgot to say, Ademola Lookman, come back soon. Bergamo needs you. You can move in January. A lot of relief for Christian Kivu, because what I liked about this is he stuck to pretty much the same 11 that we saw at the weekend, for which he was criticized against Juve in the 4-4. I mean, minor changes, the Fry coming in. And obviously there was no Lautaro Martinez, but Francesco Pio Esposito, I thought, was really, really good up front. The Italian Edin Dzeko.
Yeah.
Well, let's not get carried away. But yeah, Thuram, who, by the way, wasn't exactly known for his headers. The guy can like jump
Did you
tall
see
buildings.
who marked him?
What?
Did you see who marked him twice? Klassen. Well, why would you
Davy?
put somebody who's 1 meter 79 against a guy who's 192?
So I was impressed. Obviously, when you jump off 1 foot, you jump higher. I was impressed. One of those headers, he was like 2 meters 26 in the air, and he's jumping with both feet. But yes, it helps when you're it's up against David Klassen. Jules, we're not done because we have more quick hits.
Yes.
Late goals from Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli. Great name, great initials.
Yes.
Give Arsenal a 2-0 win away to Athletic in Bilbao. Jules, in all the Eze, Madueke excitement, some may have forgotten these two are still around.
Yeah, and they were very impactful, obviously, a goal and an assist each after they came on. Depth in the squad again, Arteta's coaching too, to a certain extent. I thought Arsenal were not bad before that point. I know there were a bit of criticism around their performance in that game and the lack of creativity maybe. But I thought they were solid, which was important considering they were without, I guess, their 3 best player in Odegaard, Saliba and Saka. So it was a good win away from home to start the competition.
When Odegaard's not there, and when Ranieri doesn't start, which is fine, he didn't start in this game, the only other creative player. I mean, when I look at this, in terms of the creativity against a team that's well disciplined, it's going to come from Eze.
Yeah.
And if Eze's not switched on that game, if he doesn't have because he can't be outstanding every game, then I think that's what you run into. But good substitutions, maybe a bit lucky on one of the goals, but I think these two guys can play a big part.
Wild times in Turin, Gab. Juventus come from 2 goals down in injury time to draw 4-4 with Borussia Dortmund, with all 8 goals coming in the second half.
Okay, entertainment central here because it was 0-0, as you said.
Pretty bad that first half.
So, okay, a couple of things. First of all, Borussia Dortmund. I thought you had stopped being Borussia Dortmund, but no. You want to remind everybody, yeah, we are 2 goals away from home. We don't need to keep defending. And I'm talking about you, Marcel Sabitzer, and you, Jan Kuto. I mean, seriously.
I know.
If you're Kovac, what do you do with these two guys?
Even the third goal, they give the ball away when they're really trying to play from the back. It's silly.
It's so terrible. I mean, again, I don't want to take any away from Juventus. I will praise Juventus in a minute. Also, Rami Bensebaini on the penalty. What, you're going to argue with Guirassy?
Well, no, he's the taker.
This is fine, but don't be a baby. You may be the baby. You know how bad it looks when they start arguing on the pitch?
Why is Guirassy trying to take the penalty?
No, because I like Guirassy and I don't like
he's
Bensebaini.
not. The taker is
I agree with you, but again, if you're Kovac, you take both of them aside, especially Guirassy. If this is true, if it is,
you could see Kovac saying to Bensebaini, "Rami, you take it. You read it on his lips, and then Guirassy didn't want to let the ball.
You got to have a conversation with Guirassy. Then I don't care if you scored more goals than anybody else in Europe since 2023, not named Kylian, Harry Kane, or Erling Haaland. Yeah, let the other dude have the ball. But on the Juve front, all right, Kenan Yildiz, that goal.
Incredible.
He is Del Piero. He is the reincarnation of Ale Del Piero, that goal, right?
Absolutely.
That was tremendous. I feel totally vindicated of Dusan Vlahovic.
I thought of you when
all the haters. Sesko, Gyökeres. Oh, yeah. Hey, good. Yeah. Okay. Hey, enjoy those guys, right? Well, Dusan stomps all over you.
To be fair, even for Juve to have signed Openda and Jonathan David.
Yeah, they didn't believe in him either. You know who believed in Dusan? Dusan and me.
Did you know that Kenan Yildiz and Karim Adeyemi went to the same school? Yildiz was the year below, but they were in the same school playing on the playground. I mean, it's pretty cool. Imagine being on that playground, when they do the teams, and then you've got Adeyemi and Yildiz in the same team, and I don't know, at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, it was like, okay. Pretty cool.
And obviously, Yildiz's case, one who got away from Bayern Munich.
Bayern, of course.
And then finally, Lloyd Kelly, the guy who never scores.
Incredible.
He scores in consecutive games.
Yeah.
Although, if you're Lloyd Kelly, you send a bunch of flowers to the Dortmund defense for that. Yes. I think it's phenomenal from Juve. I like this Juve scoring a lot of goals. Obviously, they can defend better. But you know what? They've got such a buzz going with Igor Tudor. And you had some weird stat I heard you say on television about Tudor and Kovac.
Yeah, 25 years ago in September 2020, September 2000 even, Hamburg played Juve in the Champions League group stage at the time. He finished 4-4 and Igor Tudor scored for Juventus that night with a hat-trick Pippo Inzaghi as well. And Niko Kovac scored for Hamburg. So The two managers from Tuesday night scored when they faced each other 25 years ago in another 4-4 draw.
I think this is a weird cosmic convergence, which explains how wild this game was.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that Qarabag, Jules?
Oh.
They come from 2 goals away to Benfica to win 3-2.
And you know what? They deserved it as well. So it's not a lucky win. They were 2 goals down after 20 minutes or so. And they came by. They were the better team after that. They play with verticality. They've got good runners. They've got a few Brazilians who can play. They've got Zubir, who played in France for so long. You would have never said that at 33 years old, he would be one of the best players on the pitch, like he was on Tuesday night for Qarabag against Benfica. I like that team. They've got Kurbanov, their manager, who's been there 18 years, man. He's the longest serving manager in the Champions League. And yeah, it's just great. And good luck to anybody who's going to have to travel to Azerbaijan, by the way, to play at their home stadium.
Yeah, all those people say boring. It's always the same teams, blah, blah, blah. You know what? You beat a pot 2 team away from home and you got 3 points in the bag.
In your first ever Champions League match.
In your first ever Champions League match. And on top of that, when people come to your house, it's going to be the second longest away trip. You're really, really well paced. Do not screw this up, Qarabag.
No.
Luis Junior's early blunder gives Tottenham a 1-0 win over Villarreal even.
Yeah.
I wasn't particularly impressed with Spurs. I thought Villarreal deserved more. Am I wrong?
It was the worst game of the Tuesday and Wednesday night in Champions League. It was so bad. Like, you would fall asleep watching it. Early blunders, you said, own goal, terrible own goal. And then not much from Spurs and a bit more, I guess, from Villarreal, although all through Nicolas Pepe, who had one free kick and a shot just across, just a curler around the wrong side of the post. But yeah, terrible game.
PSV Eindhoven get boshed at home by Union Saint-Gilloise 3-1. Jules, you can either mock one of our favorite Dutch bald managers for the umpteenth time, or you can celebrate El Hadji's wonder goal, or both.
Yeah, I mean, poor defending again. But yeah, great. I promised David with the first goal as well. I thought Union Saint-Gilloise were just good and great fun to watch, which is nothing new. They are, despite losing their best player every summer, the best players every summer, they keep finding great replacement. Their scouting is great. They're obviously owned by Tony Bloom, who
he's a minority shareholder these days.
Shareholders, right? And Brighton. But yeah, great performance. Peter Bosz, I don't know if they took that game for granted. Saibari with a big miss that could have maybe changed the dynamic of the game
and
too.
Pepe giving away that penalty.
Yeah, stupid.
Come on, these guys come. You don't just blindly do that.
It was a terrible performance overall for PSV. But well done to Union Saint-Gilloise. First ever game in the Champions League. Not like Qarabag that I mentioned earlier, it was the first in this format, but they played in 2017 for Union Saint-Gilloise. First time ever, and was like an amazing win to start with. Slavia Prague go 2 goals up at home against media darling Bodo Glimt from Norway, only to get pegged back to 2-2 gap. This was wild as well.
Yeah.
Great game.
So Slavia, okay. And the reason I have max respect for Bodo Glimt because they're a small club. They've done exceptionally well. They reached the Europa League semifinal last year. But maybe because they have a very good PR operation, everybody knows the Bodo Glimt story, right? And they keep going on about, Bodo Glimt, this is fantastic. Yeah, Bodo Glimt. Okay. Bros, in this game, you screwed up. You done screwed up. Slavia, and by the way, I mean, Czechia has a tremendous tradition in Europe. And I like seeing some of these teams. And it looked like the stadium was absolutely banging.
Yeah, always.
And they go 2-0 up, and Bodo miss a penalty. In the end, they come back and they score that dramatic equalizer to make it 2-2. But I kind of feel like, yes, these are both underdogs. On this night, I wanted the other underdog, that's not wealthy for within the realm of underdogs from a wealthy country. But so no, I'm not having a go at you, Norwegians, even though I like to remind people you are the cutter of Europe, thanks to your monarchy and thanks to your gigantic sovereign wealth fund. But yeah, for me, the underdogs here were Slavia Prague.
Yeah.
And I'd love it if they both got through.
Great goal, though, from Fett to make it 2-2.
Tremendous. Plenty minnows impressing Jules, like Paphos.
Yeah.
They were founded just 11 years ago. They played more than an hour with 10 men away from home against Olympiacos. And so I know Mr. Marinakis will not be happy.
It was not a good evening for Marinakis. We mentioned his other club a bit later. But yeah, great performance from Paphos, who played with a lot of heart. David Luiz, who signed for them in the summer, who'd never played for them until Wednesday night, came off after half an hour. I'm still not sure if he was injured or if he didn't fancy playing with 10 men against 11 for an hour.
It's a lot of running.
One of the two are 38 years old. But and you know what I would give them as well, Paphos, is that they could have hoofed the ball with 10 men and just got rid. But they always tried to play a bit. They didn't do much with 10 men. It was a lot of the ball for Olympiacos, who had chances, who really should have won that game. But great heart and character from Paphos. I like that.
Paphos, okay, for those who don't know, Paphos are from Cyprus. And there is kind of a weird tradition of Cypriot clubs, even though Cyprus is a small country, not a great football team historically, although they are football man, but they're just little. We all remember Apoel.
Of course.
Coming from nowhere. Paphos kind of feels like the same thing. I want somebody to tell me the Paphos story properly, and not just the couple Wikipedia facts I chucked out there.